This week, Japan's market moved in a two completely different direction. Yes, the Nikkei 225 hit a record high and then dropped sharply. At the same time, the yen strengthened much faster than many expected. So, what actually happened? And more importantly, what should we watch next week? Let's break it down simply. Let's see part by part. The first part is quick weekly summary. Then let's start with the big picture of this week. Let's start with Nikkei 225. It is opened nearly 55,100 on Monday. Then what it happened? It climbed to a record high above 58,000 for the first time. Then on Friday it closed around 56,958. So there is a fall on Friday, but still it is up of 3.3% for this week. This is about Nikkei 225. Then let's see the currency market, especially USD versus JPY. It is nearly started around 157. It climbed up to 152, which is a good rally, but currently closing around 153, meaning the yen strengthened significantly. Then let's see about the bond market. Bond market relatively stable near 2.23%. So what this says overall, stocks were volatile, yen strengthened, bond remained stabilized. Then let's more break it down one by one. First, let's start with the Nikkei 225. Why the market rallied early in this week? Any guess? Yes, the week began with a strong optimization after the election results. So investors, what they did, they reacted positively to the victory of Takeuchi-san, expecting politically continuity, economic support, stable leadership. So whenever this kind of political uncertainty reduces, market usually respond positively. So that's why we saw clear strong buying momentum continuing for 2 days, Nikkei pushing towards new high. So this kind of rally is often driven by a sentiment rather than fundamentals in the short term. Then let's see what happened on Friday. Why the market fell on Friday? By the end of the week, sentiment had shifted. Yes, on Friday we saw technology sector correction mainly led by SoftBank Group. Why? When the large tech stocks fall, they will pull entire index down quickly because of their weight in the market. So this is a good reminder. What it remains, markets rarely move in a straight line. Even during these kind of strong weeks like an election result, corrections can be a expected one and it could be a normal. Now let's see about how and when. Then let's see the part 4, why the yen strengthened. Yes, the yen made a strong move. The main two reasons explained here very clearly. The first one is hawkish signals that officials of Bank of Japan increased the expectation that monetary policy could tighten very gradually and significantly because of the stable government. Then the second one is some investors reduced the risk after the strong rally in the stock market and they moved their capital from stock market to the safer assets. So which this often supports the yen movement. So when those two factors happen together, the currency can move quickly, which is exactly what we saw this week. Then let's move on to the part 5, bond market stability. So another interesting development was in the bond market. Yes, yields briefly rose on concerns about fiscal spending but later stabilized. So this suggests that investors are not expecting uncontrolled debt expansion, so which helped keep market relatively calm overall. Then let's come to the part 6, everyday summary. So daily market behavior from Monday to Friday. So if we look at daily pattern, the story becomes very clearer. Monday, we can see strong rally driven by the election optimization. Tuesday, the same momentum continues and followed the trend. On Wednesday, the market were holiday because of Japan Foundation Day. Thursday, market paused and consolidated nearly high. What happened on Friday? Tech-led corrections pulled the index lower. So finally, this kind of pattern, strong rally followed by consolidation and the correction is very common in Japan market. Then let's see part 7, what to watch next week. So looking ahead for the next week, there are 3 key signals to watch. The first one is whether the Nikkei 225 can hold above 56,000. If it holds, it suggests strengthens remain. Then the second one is whether the yen stabilizes near current levels or continues strengthening. The third one is, which we always say, global market sentiment. Yes, Japan is also not an exception, especially US market movement, which often influences Japan's direction. Then we come to the conclusion why this matters for foreigners in Japan. So if you are a foreigner living in Japan, these trends matters because exchange rate affect remittance and savings of our income. Market trends influences pensions and investment. Interest rate and expectation affect borrowing and currency movement. So understanding these trends help you make better financial decision over on long time. So this was the weekly Japan market update. So if you want a simple explanation on the yen, Nikkei and Japan's economy every week, stay tuned and follow our channel. I will break it down clearly so anyone can understand the financial market very simple way. Thank you. Bye bye.